Hello everybody, Speedrun here and welcome to my first tutorial for BrowEdit. In this video you'll learn how to set up your Ragnarok Online map design environment, also how to start a new map and import a custom texture. In this tutorial you'll also learn a brief introduction to Gets and understand BrowEdit interface. Okay, so we're gonna get started by going to this drive. The link is in the description. And you will be looking to BrowEdit R586. Download it. And you might want to download R620 as well, but this is for the future tutorials. Here I also have a BrowEdit fun site. So it's a fun site community about BrowEdit made from a fan to another fan. And you might want to join the Discord group as well. In here you can talk to this amazing community and you can see some showcase maps right here. You can come here and ask for support. Alright, the link will be also in the description. So once you download, you will want to have two folders. One is BrowEdit 586 and the other one is a costume map or whatever name you want to call. So here I'm gonna extract the BrowEdit that we downloaded right here in the website, this one. So I launch it here and I will extract right here. So now we're gonna set up this BrowEdit. First thing, we want a data GRF. So it has to be below 2 gigabytes. So you're gonna open it. It's probably gonna be higher than 2 gigabytes. You have to delete some files in order to make BrowEdit works. Alright, so delete some items, something that's not related to the map, and you're good to go. So I'll drop this inside BrowEdit folder that we extracted from this BrowEdit GRF. And here we're gonna set up our working place. Okay, I have steps here. I'll open it. And the first thing we want to do is navigate to the BrowEdit folder, data, and inside data we are going to configs and ROXML. So configs, ROXML here. So we're gonna open it. If a notepad is okay. So here you need to find your data GRF and whatever other GRF you're going to create. So let's set this up. I have here already. So here is the location of your data GRF. We're gonna put it in the very first, right here. And the next is the location of your new GRF. My new GRF will be located in costume map folder. So I'll open here and paste it right there. This one I don't need. Okay. Save it. The next step we want to do is go to data and texture costume.txt. So texture costume. And then open here, and right here is where we're gonna paste some textures. All right, we're gonna use this soon. So once you have set that, you should be able to launch your BrowEdit right here. Launches properly. So To test if it's working, go to File, Open, oops, File, Open from GRF, and okay folks, so right now we're gonna go to Braille Edit, and we are going to create our map base. So go to File, New, and here you're gonna insert 35, press OK, and here 35, and press OK. Alright, so what you're gonna do now is to press F2. What F2 will do is basically going to global height edit mode. So if you select a piece of the ground and you press page up, you can see that the ground go up and down, because you can press page up or page down. Alright, well, you cannot see the selection yet because there is no texture, but what you want to do is go to view and top camera. Okay, so here we want to select this whole map. Okay, so let's go back to view and top camera, press page down, page up, everything's moved, that's good. What you want to do now is go to Windows and Water, and then you're going to set this to -20. Okay, press OK, and now you're going to press page up to bring the ground up above the water, and you're set. Now your map is set to work on it. So we're gonna go to File, we're gonna go to Save As, and in Desktop I have a custom map, and I will call this RO Room. Okay, press Save. Now it's gonna ask you, there is no quad tree information added, would you like to try adding it? Just hit OK, and perfect, you have the map. Let's close Braille Edit for now. So guys, this is a quick fix for what I have said earlier, where it should be 35 by 35, the width 35 and the height 35. That's not right. You should always go 20 by 20 or 30 by 30 or 40 by 40. But I have remade this map at the end 50 by 50 in order to work in game. Otherwise they will have some rotation problem and your game will crash. So make sure to keep the number proportionally and do not put any 5 afterwards, like 55. No, just use 50 or 60 for your map size. Everything else is good to go. Okay folks, so right now I want to create a custom texture. This is optional. You can choose to use some that's already in Ragnarok Online, or you can create your own custom texture. So I'll go here, tile, texture, come on, texture, tile, game, interests, go to image, search for something here. I like this one, so I'll pick this one and drag to my desktop. Right now I will open Photoshop. You can use Paint if you don't have Photoshop, and wait till it launches. Once the Photoshop launches, you just drag the image, and the same for Paint. Now I'll check what is the current size. Image size 600 by 600. So for Ragnarok we want to make sure is on the 256 proportion. So you can go to ×2, 512, and then ×2 again. You can now go up to 1024, but I want 256. And hit OK, it's calculating. And now it's 256 by 256. And I like the way it is, so I'll go to Ctrl Alt S for save and bitmap. So we need to find here BMP. Okay. So in costume map, I'll create a folder called texture. And inside texture, I want to create a folder called RO room, same as my map name. And inside this folder, I will call it texture01.bmp. Hit save and OK. Now we're going to import this texture into BrowEdit. So what you want to do is go to the location, and you want to open BrowEdit, data folder, texture costume, and in here you can Ctrl A and delete everything. So you go to this texture costume.txt and place costume, and then RO room that we just made, texture01.bmp. So this side, if I remember right, is the side that the BrowEdit will read, and this side where client will read. Alright, so when that is done, hit save. Now pay attention that this is this slash and this backslash, and make sure you put in, you cannot just choose the other side slash, right? Like that is not gonna work. So backslash. Alright, hit save. We are going to the texture folder, copy the location, costume, sorry, we're gonna copy this RO room and paste it here, and here will be the name of the texture, and here is gonna be RO room again. So the texture 01.bmp, you copy it, and you'll be pasting right here and right here. Hit save. Now you can have this texture in BrowEdit. So what you're gonna do is create a new GRF, so we can put this in BrowEdit. Okay, so GRF editor will also be the link in the description. So you have a new GRF here. You go back to texture, drag it here, texture RO room, and texture 01.bmp. Alright, hit save, and I will choose costume map, and here I will call RO map.grf. RO map. You can call whatever you want, just make sure you link here in the RO XML. So now I hit save, and we are good to go. And now we should be able to locate our texture inside BrowEdit. Finally, so let's launch BrowEdit. File, open from, just open, and go to the map that we just created, which was RO room. So folks, this is how you can actually navigate with BrowEdit. If you are feeling yourself like this and you want to return to the front part, you just double right click and you can get back. Alright, so if you hold shift and right click, you can rotate. If you just hold right click, you can actually go around the map like this. If you hold Ctrl and Shift together, you can actually turn the camera like that. And the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. Now I'll quick show around the menu so you have an idea of the basics on what you're working on. Alright, so if you go to File, here you can create a new map. You can open a map or open from GRF. You can close the map but not the Braille Edit. To close Braille Edit, you come to Exit or you close it directly. And you can go to Generate. Here, I don't really use any of this except for Code 3, light maps, and smooth light maps. Alright, so in Views, you can choose to remove the grid or just press G, or you can see the objects or just press O. You can go to this you will not use. Basically, you see the box around the object. Global lighting you will learn later on, but this is related to the light on the map and the shadows and so on, like you can see the water or not. Alright, so edit mode, this section is important that you understand. If you press F1, you're going to texture edit. If you press F2, you're going to global height edit, and so on. F3, F4, F5, F6. Okay, so if you go to edit, right here you can higher the speed that you're highering or lowering the object height. Okay, and this is a bit more advanced, you check later on. Everything else is not necessary at the moment. What you have to understand is how to navigate around the map, okay? Because you turn a lot the camera so you can paste the walls properly. And alright, see you on the next section. Okay. So now I can go here, view water. Interesting. The water turned out a little bit weird, but yeah, let's test the texture we just created. So I press T and I go to costume, and here's the texture. I click once in the texture and you will be able to see. You will be able to see right in the corner here. Alright, so if I go to edit mode and texture edit, so it's already default, and I take this texture in the side and select it like that, then you see the textures right here. Right now what you can do is press minus or plus next to the backspace right there, minus, plus, and this I could say is really big because I already know the character size, and I would like to go minus here and just click and you have your first texture in the map. Alright, so now you can press space to rotate, you can press H or V to change the angle of your texture, so you can make sure they are looking a bit different. Press G to remove the grid line. Alright, so H, V, H, V. Alright, so right now I want this to press space and this to press space. And now I want to see the grid lines again, so I press G. And yeah. I want to add one more here, press space, and here I'll press V. Okay. I like this. I'll go to File and Save. Remember to save time to time because as it say, is really lag bug this program. So I press F2 right now. F2 means global height edit. You can come to the menu and do the same thing. So now I'm able to select piece of the texture, and if I hold Ctrl, I can continue to select, and if I hold Ctrl, I can continue to select this one too. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to press page up 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, so now I go in File, Save. I wonder what's happened to the water right here. Cannot see it. Alright. So now we want to add some wall here. Alright. So we can make sure the water will not be visible here. So what I want to do is go to Edit mode, Wall Edit. So Wall Edit is F4 and F1 is Texture Edit. So make sure you save and go back to F1 and select a piece of your texture. Okay, so let's say I want to select this much. Now I go back to F4, and if I hit camera key, and then you can see that the texture has been placed right there. So I go back to F1 and select the other piece of texture. Let's see if that works. I don't think that will work actually. Okay, I select this piece of texture and I press F4 for wall edit and camera key again. And you can see that it's creating the wall. So press F1 again, select the other piece of texture, press F4 again, camera key. Now if you don't press F1, you might crash your brow edit. That's why I'm doing this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this wall. But first you need to understand how to put the wall on the other side as well, because this side is using camera key. What about this side? Alright, so think like that. If this side is using camera key, this side, hold shift to turn the camera, okay? So this side is using camera key, but on the top part instead of the lower part. Alright, so if you have done a mistake, you can press U. U is to return one step. And now let's check how to add texture to this side. So if I press full stop, you can see that it's gonna place texture this side, and the same thing for this side. So if you press the dot, you can see that it's placing texture this side as well. So keep in mind, on this side you press on the lower part, on the front side you press on the upper part, the camera key, and the dot you press on the left side on the lower side, and on the right side on the upper side. That's how it works. So I will finish placing the texture around this map and I will be back. Alright folks, so when you finish, you just go to press T again and choose in RO this black texture right here. And press T again. Now we have the black texture in the corner. And I will select this piece of the texture and fill around my map. So basically when you do that, you will not have the shadow here and looks better in game. So I'll make sure I can fill around my map. So for example, I want to delete this piece of texture outside. What I'm gonna do is press backspace and you delete right there. So continue to fill around the map. Delete this piece of texture. Okay. Press G to remove the grid, and there we have it. So now the character still cannot walk on this because we haven't set the gets. So what we do now is just hit save. What are gets? Gets is the tile where your character can walk, and to see them you will press F6. But they are all green, so this means the character can walk pretty much anywhere. What we're gonna do now is go to Tools, Clear Map, and Get, and hit OK. Right now we're gonna go to press the bracket next to the minus and plus sign. You have these two brackets, you can go up and down. Alright, so I'll go down one and select this piece of texture. I'll press plus until this gets huge, and I'll press minus to get back to my normal size. Now everything here is not walkable, so I'll go back to the walkable, and right now I can choose where the character can actually walk. Simple as that. So I can press plus and do a faster work. Alright, so to choose the get, by the way, you can go here to edit mode, get edit, or you simply hit F6, the shortcut. Okay, so now, for example, I want to add an object here in this map. I feel too empty. So what I'm gonna do right now is press M for models, and here I can find pretty much everything in RO, and my Brawl Edit just crashed, so I'll be right back. Let's launch it again. File, open, RO room. Okay, so we go to M again. We go to RO, and here we can find all the 3D models inside RO. I want maybe architecture. I like this one, so I'll click, press M again to exit the windows, press F5 to go to edit mode, object edit right here, and hold Ctrl and click left click, so you can have your model right here. Now we're gonna press So if you press C, you make a copy. If you press space bar, you're gonna rotate the model. And let's say I want to rotate it and put it right there. So now you can just use the arrow keys to drag around. It's a bit confusing, but you'll get used to it. Now I'll press C to copy and hold right here. And I will put around here. Okay. This one I will delete. Oh, you can also edit the object size by hit enter, and you can scale this, for example, to 0.8, 0.8, and 0.8, and hit OK. You eventually get a smaller object. So right now, let's see if I add any other thing, but remember to save every time. Now I press M. We'll go to let's see what is around here. So I like this one. Let's try. You can see that this is pretty small. So if I want to rotate from here, I can just go, I think this one, press 90 and rotate it. Now I want to make bigger, so I'll press 5, 5, 5, maybe too big. I think that's okay. And I'll place right here. Right there. So now I'll go to Windows, Edit, Snap Object to the floor. I will untick that. And I'll hold Shift and page down, so the object go lower. Alright. Now I'll copy hitting C, and I'll press space to rotate, and I'll hold Alt to keep in the same level as the previous one, and I will put around here. Okay. So this looks pretty nice. So we have to fix the get, so F6, press O to show the object, and then select the red texture, not walkable. And what we're gonna do now is make sure the character cannot walk here. So we're gonna go around that. By the way, this map will be free. On the description, you can download, you can change, you can showcase your work. You can send me on Discord speedrun. You can send me a private message if you want to display your map. You want to show something, whatever, or ask questions, you can PM me on Discord. Okay. So the character will not be able to walk around there. And here. So you can press O to make the 3D invisible again, and it helps you to set the gets. In this one. Right, so let's finish these ones. Okay, the map is done. This is a good start. If you can get this far, congratulations. And I'll test the map in game. At the end of the video, I'll have some showcases from the community, maps, impressive maps that I have in the BrowEdit community. Okay, so now I can see that this object is a bit more far than that one, so I'll fix that. I'll make sure the get is okay. Yes, much better. So file save. And one more thing, every time when you finish the map, you should go to generate and create the tree. You'll see this purple calculation on the ground, and you just go ahead, file, save again, and now your map is perfect and good to go. I'll showcase in game so you can have an idea how it looks. This is a quick way of how you can add map to your server. So we have finished our costume map, and this is also a bonus for you, so you don't have to search online somewhere else on how to add the map. Alright, so what you're gonna need is to launch map index that's gonna be inside your emulator, db import mapindex.txt. You're gonna add the map name right here. So the map name is RO room. This is our map files. We have 4 of them. So RO room. Hit save. Maps Etina. You just go down here. Oops. Down here. And then you put map and the map name. RO room again. Hit save. And if you want to add music, oh, remember, the maps Etina is in Ragnarok, emulator config maps etina.config. Alright. So if you want to add music, you can do it by going to data folder and mp3 nametable.txt. So right here, I will add one more line. I want to add actually this one, and I will rename this to RO room. RO room. Save. And the last thing we want to do is to open map.catch file right here. This is gonna be in your emulator db import mapcache.dat in the import folder, remember, and we want to drag rsw here. So now if you press R, we should see here the room, RO room. Here at the very end. So now save, and we have the map. Now what you're gonna do is add this to your data folder on your server, and this inside any costume grf. You're gonna link in data.ini, and you're good to go. Now I'm gonna show you how it looks in game. So here I have the final result in game. This is how it looks. Let me walk a bit around the map. So you see in a few minutes we have done this amazing map, and I hope you have enjoyed for real. I want to see some of your work as well, and I will have a lot of new videos in the coming future, near future. Yeah. So this is the map, guys. Remember that this map will be available in the download description, and I really wish like someone could continue to develop and see more versions of this map as well. So I'm staying here and see you on the next one. Thank you.